Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. May we be guided and blessed by Spirit. I think we must just pull back a bit there. Don't want to start sounding like an evangelist. All right, trigger warning. The subject matters of a mature nature and deals with true crime events and unfortunately involving children. Disclaimer, all cases, names, people are treated as allegedly, until proven in a court of law. Disclaimer, all numbers used in the case pertain to the case context specifically and bears no resemblance to similar or same numbers you may have in your date of birth. So, it's taken me approximately 3 days to now finally record this episode. The message would go, life happens in between. All right, tiptoe. Here we are, 31 years later. 31 years later, Lindsay Rimer. Recently, a interview being conducted with a potential suspect. Current information that has happened on. Beg your pardon. Yeah, suspect interview October 13 and October 14. Now, interestingly, we note the numbers 14-5, 14-5 on the 13th, and on the 14th, 15-6, 15-6. So we're going to have a look at that. I've got all three main dates. Well, I've taken three main dates in her case. We're gonna do a deep dive. Let's see where we go. I can tell you now, preliminary information, having already recorded an episode, I believe 11 months ago. I watched the first 5-10 minutes recently, like this past week. We are now currently October 16. 16-7, bring on the psychic. All right, so, and I'm getting a lot of mixed messaging. Here's her main chart here. I'm getting a lot of mixed messaging around this case. So we're going to test some the theories, possible who it was, and so on. So I've started from Friday, November 4, and we go into November 7, the evening, November 7, if you don't know the case, November 7, 1994, Lindsay is seen on CCTV camera right here, if you're watching the visuals. And all those on the podcast vibes, thank you for all the love. You racking, stacking, packing, viewing numbers, thank you very much. Blessings and gratitude. Lindsay is last seen November the 7th, 1994. And the timestamp, 35 minutes past 8 p.m. in the evening at a local grocery Spar, which puts us in this zone here. 41-5, 32-5, 23-5, 14-5-5. Those numbers in themselves are not problematic. The fives on their own, given the twist and turn up the heat to 2 degrees and not there, a little bit more spice and all the mix in. Fives can be a nasty motherfucker. 14-5. So because this is going to play an important role, I believe, in her case. because the event starts in the evening, I've drawn my line here. So all these fives till midnight, then the following day from midnight till sunset is her numbers and the event numbers and what transpired, and so replicated in the 369 of the 2 days as well. Now, what shocked me actually when I pulled out these charts, in the zone where she goes missing, we have an 11-2 conflict. We have an 11-2 conflict at midnight into sunrise of November 8. That would be the Tuesday morning. There's an 11-2 conflict in the zone, which is problematic because on one level it speaks about law or people that make laws. Yes, it can also include Lindsay because she is a life path 11-2. So already I'm just pointing out we've got an issue here already. This issue can bring around things like what we know about the story is not necessarily the story that is what happened. The day ends with a 14-5. Someone didn't clean up the chicken poop because it stinks around here. All right, let's go deeper. In the same zone, so definitely from midnight, midnight, November 7 into sunrise, November 8. Now in the +6. Hold on a sec. If that conflict is in the intention, whoever intended this, so there's a level of premeditation, because knowing they were going to do the crime created a crime conflict. So why would the universe show as a conflict if it was a regular criminal prowling on the streets of, and I believe she's from, is it Leicestershire? Don't hate me for pronunciation. I'm trying my best. This is not AI generated or supported. Hunky-dory ham and cheese. All right, so let's just see. Yeah? Free at last. All right, but now really free. You know, you go through the process when you're checking out, and then you still go to like a halfway house thing, and then you carry on, you know. All right, so we are out in the prairies. Where's my Bonnie? All right, focus. All right, because this 11-2 brings around, potentially, we need to confirm, premeditation. We find still in the zone, in the intention, in the zone where we see her at the market here, 44-8. 44 with an outcome 8. That is also a premeditation number. I want to feel like saying, who the fuck gets sent out at 8:30 in the evening to get fucking cornflakes? You yobbers, motherfuckers. This was an inside job. You know them towns with them secrets? But we must pay the price. Motherfuckers. Well, let's get evidence of that, shall we, Sherlock? All right, let's see. Okay, any other? Here's the next anomaly. Let's point out what the problems are, then we'll go dig deeper. Because by the way, and I don't recall hearing the second time I viewed the first episode, but I only watched like it wouldn't be more than 10 minutes, and I was speaking about family issues, right? So I'm like going through all the different scenarios, but there is it's still the outcome of the day after going into sunset is all family numbers, not some random going through town. Let's see what's on the streets tonight. No, this 44.8 brings around communication between people during the time. This brings the type of communication between two people during the time. Let's send her to the yobbers. Yeah, motherfucking yobbers. All right, let's get the empath levels lower because we have viewers waiting for attention. All right, here's the next anomaly. In the +6 on the zone where she goes missing. In the +6, now for me, the +6 speaks about the action. For me, it's the physical nature of the event. What happened? Now, to prove it, let me not say prove it as to say, is he speaking shit? Look here, 16.7. At the end of the sequence, so we overnight from where we see her in the market, turn around midnight into sunrise, sunset. We find 16.7, asphyxiation. The coroner report says there was significant damage around her throat and larynx, that area. 16.7. Hidden. Now we're going to start looking for things hidden. So in this block, the issue is there's 1, 2, 3, stretched to a 4, the 25.75, but definitely 3. But definitely 3 brings issues. So it says something went wrong. Now, I know it might sound obvious, but something went wrong with them as well. Oh, okay. In the middle, so here's another confirmation that I was only alerted to when I started this recording. So here's the second time I'm seeing it, so I'm going to share it. See, on the night she goes missing, 14.5, right? In the +6 where things are going down, 14.5. That's like a gang. That's like a group. It can be 3 people. Technically 3 to 9 people is a group, but in this case it's around about 3. So this is, in other words, this is not a lone stalker driving through the town. Let's see what McDonald's has tonight. Motherfuckers. 14.5, we got problems here. Now 44.8, 1994. Even brings in the things like telephones. Oh no, we were talking on the fucking phone. How could it have been us, you motherfucker? Meanwhile, them yobbers are doing a job on Lindsay. Now we ask the question, Why would a father want to get rid of his daughter? Why would a father want to get rid of his daughter? Now, if you're watching the visual, I've got a blue block. I have a blue block. I was just getting confirmation to continue or not. Scenes, I mentioned the word father. I think my neighbors are going to think I'm mad. All right. Now, visually, I've got a blue block over November 7 and November 8. Okay. Now, we're going to incorporate the 72-hour scan, motherfucker. We're going to include November 9, and we include November 6. And now we have a 40 outcome 4 in the zone. So let me explain something. Why he's in the zone? Well, it is a he. 4 is male. 40 is a big male, big daddy. Father. Okay, we still got to confirm everything. Let's not jump to conclusions. But picture this. Why isn't he in the red zone? Let's say the red zone is 7 and 8, because that's where it happens, right? So he's sitting at the door of the crime. Because of his position of his number, if you want to look at it that way, it's like, it's always like we see it with the CIA, FBI, MI5, all them gooks. They always know when shit's going to happen. So you always see them perching, waiting like fucking kangaroos, right? So at the doorstep of an heinous family crime, we see 40 outcome 4, outburst. An explosion has happened, male explosion. Why? 31-4. Skeleton in the closet. Only this time, the skeleton is coming out the closet. Burp, 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 burp. Now, believe me, when I set a deadline for myself, new shows on Wednesday, if you watch in real time, I was just working on this for a while. 2-3 days. I try to avoid the father. I try to avoid the family. I looked at, there is definitely other shit going around in the world, definitely, without a doubt. But when you bring it down to the human being level, the people level, just like nothing like clandestine other than all the town mayors and people coming together. Them inner village secrets and stories. Pop, 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 pop. So here we see 40 outcome 4 at the doorstep of a crime, followed by 7. You know what the 7 is? An instruction. Now, hear me out first. If we backtrack, this is why I included these days. The number 4, November 4, usually in a military situation, is a order, military order. 4 is like a fact, information, writing. 7 is a verbal instruction. Like the ones you say when you put in a ticky to use the Mickey. Followed by, having fun tonight. Free at last, motherfucker. Jesus. God bless America. All right, 18.9. 18.9. So, well, I think we can agree that it's a murder, right? So here's Yobber, big Yobber, head Yobber, gives a verbal instruction over the yellow pages about an 18.9. Who gets sent to go buy fucking cornflakes at 8:30? Maybe, I heard me saying that on the previous video. Okay, 1994, people walking around, right? It's a village, it's a town. Nothing out of the ordinary. She doesn't even buy herself a chocolate bar. Doesn't even buy herself a drink. You know when you go to the shops? I see this, impulse buying. I see this, yummy, 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 yummy. So let's go deeper, because I believe this case is layer cake. And the reason why I say that, I'm getting other stories happening here as well. So yes, as tragic as Lindsay's story is, yes. But someone's got to give it up this year. Who's gonna give it up this year? Because at the exit door of the crime, exit 426, that is a family number. Who's gonna get it this year? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. By Familiar 24/6, 15/6. Who goes and gets sent to go buy cornflakes at 8:30? Oh, honey. So this is the father speaking to the daughter. Check if, before he's on the phone, right? Check if we've got breakfast for you in the morning. Oh, no. Won't you go get the cornflakes tonight, baby? Okay, bye. I'll go, Daddy. Don't worry. I'll stop and see Mommy on the way at the pub. And only the following morning, does the father press the alarm bell? Does the mother press the alarm bell? The following morning sunrise, deed is done. Not at, let me get this timestamp here. Not at 8:30 p.m. So yeah, she's here. Okay, let's give her benefit of the doubt. She must be home by 9 o'clock. Let's say, for argument's sake, by the looks of the geography of the town, she can run there and back twice in half an hour, right? But let's say, argument's sake, 9 o'clock. Then when Yobber, the big Yobber, is off the phone at 9 o'clock, whatever his time ended on the call, whatever that bullshit was. I feel hungry for tomorrow. Where is Lindsay? Because you know that thing about hunger. Knowing you got food in the cupboard makes you not hungry, right? But knowing there's no food in the cupboard makes you hungry. Honey, will you go and get the cornflakes? So what happened leading up to this situation? And we will go deeper. In my opinion, 44-8, which is quite a significant plan, is a little bit more than Papa can handle. It takes a little bit more of other bigger yabbas to do it. Like the yabbas that are 11-2s, the lawmakers, the ones that ring the bell when the mayor stands up in the courtroom or in procession or whatever. All right, so we got dirty little lies and secrets in the town, do we? Let's go deeper. There's problems here. And these are not just family problems. There are other problems and things going on. We can say, Lindsay, in the day position, there's a 19-10-1. 19-10-1, right? She has a 19-10-1 in the year that she's born. At the outcome of the event cycle in the real, within the 72-hour scan, in the same position as a 19-10-1. So on one hand, we say, well, there's Lindsay, unfortunately. But it also says another thing. This is an operation that went down here. So okay, so what level of operation? Because in the +9 of that, in that same zone, there's a 28-10-1. 28-10-1. Why has this never been solved? You know those crime scenes where it's so perfect, it's this, it's that, it's what, and it's like you still don't have nothing. How long? 31 years, motherfuckers. Oh, look here. In the +6 of the evening, we see her buying the cornflakes. No chocolates, no sweet buns, no juice, not even a sweet, not even a popsicle, not even a fucking, 47-11-2, 38-11-2, 29-11-2, 20 outcome 2-11-2. Now, Lindsay has 38, 11-2, 29. So one can say, and not to jump to conclusions, yeah, it's a direct match with her. So it's a direct match with her to a certain point. Because there's also a 47-11-2. And she only has a 38-11-2. Which means, what is the 4? 4 is family. There's a 7. There's a 7. What do we find in the real, leading the day she goes disappearing? 7. There's a level of thing going on around here. Okay, I'm being cautioned, so I'm just waiting for approvals. Okay, so let's just say this, and I don't mean to dilute the experience. 30 outcome 3 on November 5. So this is technically the night, 2 nights before she goes missing. 2 nights, 2. Mama Bear has an outburst. The following evening, Papa Bear has an outburst. 40 outcome 4. Unfortunately, we find a 16-7 in the home. One can say things like serial behavior. There was a number here bothering me about this as well. In the +9, so by the way, there's still no water on the days that she disappears, right? And I'll explain the situation. This in November 9, so this now technically would be 2 days after the fact, right? But still within the 72-hour extended zone because we're in and outing days here, right? We have a hidden 20 outcome 2 and 11 2. That sequence of numbers bothered me in this case. Because if she is discovered in water, which we know she was discovered in water, why is the water hidden? If you want to look at it basically, right? Why? So hidden 20 outcome 2, 20 is a mass of water. 20 is a mass of water. 2 is the emotional number, water. 2 is even a teardrop for them sensitive eyes. 20 is the mother. 20 outcome 2 is the surrogate mother. So for me, this is also anomalous in what we know of her discovery, because, if something goes down this evening or within 24 hours after the event, may have even, definitely no further than 48, unfortunately, to say, because we found a 9 here at the end of the 72-hour, unfortunately. And only when she was dead, they put her in the water. But the problem is, I believe she may have been taken somewhere else first. So we have another crime scene in that village, in my opinion. There's another crime scene in that village linked to Lindsay, because only later they put her in the water. They. So 14.5, as mentioned, brings around the concept of group, right? And when you have a 33.6 party or ritual or gathering, you're never alone. Fucking idiots. All right, so the universe is shouting, these dirty pigs, these dirty bastards, what did they do? There's this conflict in the +6 within the outcome of the zone. In fact, this is in the crime scene itself. We have a 25-7 conflict. So 7's got a conflict. 2 7s have a conflict. So Mama Bear has an outburst and Papa Bear has an outburst. So there. Someone has found out about someone. In my humble opinion. So, not to have repeated the first episode that I did, or if there's variations, I only watched the first few minutes. I thought interesting, the event day, outcome 14.5, November 8, 15.6. Suspect interview, October 13, 14.5, 15.6. So the current situation, the suspect interview, is the outcome is identical. Now it makes sense to me. Lindsay's laughing at me. Because, there's some things that I just couldn't, click. I just couldn't, put that last puzzle piece in. And I just said, after 3 days, okay, now I'm just going to record it. Whatever's missing, I'll get it in the reading. The reason why it makes sense for me now, that the event day and the suspect interview is a direct match versus the discovery day outcome. The discovery day outcome is 13-4. Let me repeat that with additional numbers included. The discovery day outcome numbers 40, outcome 4, that's Papa Bear, 31-4, 22-4, 13-4-4. 6 months later, ladies and gentlemen, 6 months later, 6 months later, the discovery of Lindsay reflects this sequence of numbers that starts the sequence of events that we know of it today. 40 outcome 4, 31-4, 22-4. 22-4 is family. It's a family number. And there's a plan at hand. 13-4, 4. A direct match to her discovery day. Then you ask yourself, why? The event day is the event day, right? Suspect interview. Why? So let's just ask the question first. Why is there a juxtaposition? And I've lined, if you're watching the visual, the 3 rows of numbers I've lined up according to the outcomes, so we can see with blue blocks where everything is positioned, right? This says something's wrong with the narrative. You know those Rubik cubes? It just doesn't fit right. There's trouble in town. There's trouble in town. So on one hand, we can say the event day and suspect interview are, we can say, controlled events, right? Controlled events, right? If we go on the theory that event day was planned, premeditated, let's send Little Red Riding Hood and buy a box of fucking cornflakes at 8:30 p.m. in the cold, I would imagine. A lazy fat bastard on his phone, right? Then we have suspect interview is pre-organized dates and times. They have the say when these interviews take place. It's a theory. We can dig deeper, God forbid. I'm interested in Lindsay's case, not the bullshit that still continues. October 13, 2025, October 14, 2025. So I was got to thinking, what is going on here? Where did I see it? Where did I see it? There. Oh my God. All right. I've just proved my case. Well, hear me out. I was looking for the 11-2. Here's the... Okay. The 11-2. The 11-2 conflict, followed by 13-4, hidden 22-4. 11-2, 22-4, 11-2s. I'm a free, well, not me, Freemason, Freemason, Freemason party, 44-8, 33-6, 22-4, 11-2, blong, bing, 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 bong. Let's go back to the 3 event days. Now we ask the same question. Why is there a juxtaposition between the discovery day? Now the discovery day, no yobber who did this is going to say, guys, it's April 12. Let's go clean her out of the canal and then we can claim the reward. They would never do that, right? Or would they? Would they? So let's say by natural, let's say unintended actions revealed and discovery of Lindsay. So one can say a natural event that wasn't preordained, pre-planned, pre-booked, reveals 16:07 in the middle of the day, April 12th, 1995. 16:07 in the middle of the day. We saw that where? Right here, Roberto, you mentioned it. November 5, in the middle of the day, middle of the same position, the day before the 40 outcome force, 16:07. Serial behavior, not serial killer, no. Serial behavior. 12:3 in the community. 12:3 is a community number. Let's meet at the town hall tomorrow and ask for more answers about the true story behind Lindsay Rimer. Yeah, motherfuckers. And the trumpet goes on and on and on and on and on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to park it there for tonight. I did my transitional physical handover today. Bye for now.